Hello, I'm Tom Morgan. I'm joined today by Lyndsay and for some more talking stuff. Hello, Lyndsay.
Hello, you alright?
I think so. Yeah. um, I I look forward to these actually because I feels like I can kind of relax a bit. We can doesn't matter what we talk about. We can no actions particularly unless they appear magically. And so yeah, we'll see. But I want to talk to you about this because I know you want to talk about it as well. This idea, so I'll let you explain if that's okay, of a digital detox.
Mm,
It's kind of all the
yes,
fashion.
all the rage. Yeah. So yeah, I guess we're living in a world now where people are spending a lot more time online than they were before. Um, Working from home, video calls, all that kind of thing. And I think there's a lot out there. Certainly, I see a lot of articles that pop up on LinkedIn, places like that, about making sure that you switch off from your devices and take time out from the digital space and recharge your brain, and that's good for you. And it's not good to always be online and things like this. But then I kind of think. This is why I wanted to speak to you about it, particularly for somebody like yourself who's kind of like whole life, like work, hobbies, etc., passion is in the digital space. Is this idea that we need, like, you must have a detox? Is that just then another pressure where you think, oh God,
Yeah.
now I'm doing something wrong because I'm always online, but actually I want to be online all the time, and I want to be
Mm.
dealing with things in these digital areas, but I shouldn't because that's bad, and
Yeah.
you know,
And yeah.
oh,
And I like them
something
because
else to worry
yeah.
about.
Yes. Yeah, it's interesting. I think there's two things. There's like that's a good example, I think, of the message has been distilled down so much to make it as simple as possible that it loses something. Like it loses a whole camp of people like me for whom actually like when my hobby is the same as the work is the same. Like I do have other hobbies, don't get me wrong, but like yeah, this even development and coding stuff is something that I will do as a relaxant. Not as a relaxant, that's the wrong word. As a relaxation, um, like, that it's different from work, right? So I think having some time that is not work is really important. So having that separation between like this is my work and it should not consume my entire life, I think that's really important. Like you definitely need that, and I think that's probably where the core of this message came from, a bit of kind of switch off because it's so easy now that there's so much crossover between work and home. Like it's so easy to get your emails on your phone, so they're everywhere with you. So like it's what I mean. So it's very hard to turn off. So I think turning off from work in the right time, in the right place is important. It's important to have that downtime. But then I think once you've done that, I think digital is such an important part of all of our lives that unless you feel you want to or you need to or you have to, I think it's okay not to. I think because what does that mean? Like it's we all have phones. Like, if you want to spend 3 hours on Facebook, if that is like relaxing to you, then go for it. Like I don't think that's the same as spending 8 hours in front of a computer writing emails and being in meetings and stuff. I think it's so different. I mean,
Mm.
TV is digital, right? So like completely switching off from all of it, yeah, sure. Like if you want, it is nice to do something. Like I still have to do this walking thing in the morning where I don't look at my phone or anything. I try and do just a nothing a bit outside because it helps set your brain up for the day, and likewise at the end of the day it helps kind of clear your brain. But at the same time, like I like use computers, like play video games. I don't watch that much TV, but like I know people do to relax, right? And it's getting harder and harder, I think, to not do stuff that is digital. And like, what does digital even mean? Like, do they mean electronic? Maybe.
Yeah.
But then, like, how far do you take that? Like, should we just not turn the lights on in the evenings and sit around a candle because that's completely electronic? Like, am I not allowed to listen to music anymore? Like, what do you mean? Like, yeah. So
Unless it's on vinyl. Yeah.
yeah, like I still feel bad for not making soda bread throughout lockdown, but whatever. Like, yeah. You know what I mean? There, like, there's a lot of like, if
Yeah.
you did
Yeah.
like if you didn't learn a new skill or pick up like a new language or learn something, then it wasn't you didn't have time. It was just that you didn't have the inclination or something stupid. Like it's maybe, but like maybe
some of us worked.
super busy. Like, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I think, I try and take away the meaning of it, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I guess that's the thing. It's like with all of these things, it's like trying to understand what the underlying intent was around the separation, maybe, and then implementing it in the way that makes sense for you, and then not feeling at all bad that you're doing it differently from someone else. I've given up feeling bad for not doing it the same as other people.
Yes, we are all a lot different, aren't we? Yeah.
How about yourself? Like, do you?
Well, yeah, I kind of, I understand the need to switch off from work and, have some time out. And I am feeling now more than ever that there's lots of crossover between work and home, not least because I work from home all the time. So like the physical space even has become a work and home environment. So there is an element of like not being able to get away from work. But then at the same time, I watch TV. Sometimes I take it or leave it. If there's something I'm really interested in, then I'll watch it. But otherwise, sometimes I do just feel like scrolling aimlessly through social media or a shopping website that is quite famous, who shall not be named. Other shopping websites are available. But yeah, I kind of find that relaxing, and that just switches off my brain, and I can just go, I like those shoes, I don't like those shoes, I like those shoes, I don't like those shoes, and that's a kind of a relaxing time for me. But then I kind of get to the end of it and I think, oh my god, I've spent 10 minutes online not achieving anything, and not not turning my brain off. And is that a bad thing? I have set so I have an app on my phone which sets limits on the amount of time that I spend on other apps. Okay. So I have actually limited my time. So then once you get to the end of your time, it kind of closes down the app for you and says, oh, you've reached the end of your limit on this app today. And then you can't get back into the app until tomorrow. And I'm finding that quite useful in terms of particularly for social media, where you end up going down a rat hole of like clickbait and reading an article which has got 452 funny cat photos. And then I think, I've actually been on this for half an hour and that's probably not as much time as I wanted to spend. But yeah, I did just sort of start getting to the point where it was kind of like, oh yeah, I'm on my phone a lot, and I need to be on my phone a lot and my PC a lot, and is that a bad thing? Am I doing a bad thing now?
Yeah.
It's sort of one of those things where you think the rules are changing and you can't keep up. But I suppose it is just about finding a level that works for you, isn't it?
I think so, and especially at the moment, I kind of think maybe we shouldn't try and beat ourselves up too much this year. You know what I mean? Like, we've got a whole bunch of books.
Give ourselves a break.
Yeah, I've got a whole bunch of books that I want to read and that we haven't thrown away because I want to read them. I'm making pretty slow progress on reading them, if I'm honest. I don't know, like, but then it's less enjoyable if I force myself to read them. So I do read them sometimes, but I think this maybe at the moment, like, yeah, if you've got the time and that's what you want to do, maybe try it. And if it makes you feel amazing, then you've found something that makes you feel amazing. But actually, if you did it for a bit and you'd actually think, really, I'd rather just spend half an hour on Facebook, I think just spend half an hour on Facebook this year, maybe. Like, just give yourself a break. I don't know.
Review again.
Yeah.
Later.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Well, thanks. Makes me feel better.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I think take the advice with a pinch of salt, but do what's right for you, maybe. Yeah, that was really useful. Thank you.